your leadership chat. Now you're probably thinking, what is your leadership chat? It's a great opportunity for you to listen in on the conversations with other valuable leaders sharing valuable insight. And today, I want to encourage you to eavesdrop in. In fact, I'm inviting you to eavesdrop in on this conversation with Fitzgerald Mason.
You know, we learn through trial and error about leadership. I mean, the greatest crisis leadership is mentoring and identity. Is those two things, because people are looking for leadership, right, to give them instructions, and they look for somebody to mentor them. But the problem is nobody's trying to give them the baton. Everybody's trying to keep them stuff to themselves, and that's not leadership. Okay. Leadership is all about empowerment. Whoa, yeah. So if you're not empowering nobody, then you're not really leading nobody. You're just inspiring. You're inspiring people, but you're not really leading. You think you're leading because you carry a title, right? You know, you carry a profession, but technically, are you really empowering, or are you just basically inspiring?
Oh, okay. So talk to us a little bit about this leadership legacy. I mean, I love what you had said. You know, when we were talking earlier, you were saying, you know what, I was looking for leadership. You know, I needed that mentor. I was looking for leadership, and I couldn't find leadership. So tell me about how you found leadership, and who's that valuable leader that put you on this path where you are now.
What I said, when I was going to church in Virginia, I was in the leadership positions, and I was looking for the leaders to kind of give me some mentoring for the next level and trying to learn, about development. Right. But I didn't never get it. So it was disappointing to see, but then I started seeing why, because they wasn't a leader. Yeah. I didn't see the leader attributes in them. Right. Right. So what happens is when you start looking for mentoring, you kind of get exposed to stuff you don't want to see. Yeah. You kind of see the blind spots. Sometimes we don't, let's be honest, sometimes we don't want to see the blind spots.
Our blind spots and theirs, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, both of them. Because what happens when we see the blind spot, it means you're not going to get what you need. Yeah. Yeah. So, it becomes disappointing. It's that whole failure in leadership, right? So now it's like, okay, I can't get what I need here, and I'm trying to learn. So how can I go to the next level, right, or get a mindset shift when you can't give me what I need? Okay. So now you're trying to look for somebody else to give you what you need, and thank God for technology, right? Because sometimes you get mentoring through people like Dr. Miles Monroe. Right, right. I mean, he was indirectly my mentor.
Powerful. Mine too. Powerful man.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, he was the best mentor I ever had. I mean, because, I never met him, but he directly impacted my life because he gave me insight about being a leader.
So you would say Dr. Miles Monroe is a valuable leader in your life?
Oh, definitely. Okay.
So tell us, you also, talk to me about leadership legacy, and he's definitely left a legacy. Tell us, what is one or two big things that you would say, Velma, Dr. Miles Monroe was so impactful in my life as a leader that I would say he's a valuable leader because of these two main characteristics, main things. What are they? What's the secret here with Dr. Monroe?
The first thing is purpose.
Yeah.
And when you think about him, what's first where you come? Purpose.
Yeah, purpose.
He made it clear in design. He talked about purpose. He talks about it constantly. That was his first book, Purpose. About back in the early 90s. I remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah. And he talks about vision.
Right.
Purpose, vision. He talks about a lot of things.
Right. Yeah. Maximizing your potential.
Right. Yeah. Well, I would say women. I take that purpose and mentoring, because those are two things. Because you understand your purpose, right, but you're gonna die one day.
Right. Yeah. So you need to leave a legacy. Right.
You need to leave a legacy. You need to start implementing like Jesus did it. Jesus took 12 disciples.
Right.
So he didn't. I mean, he took 12 and those 12 turned the word upside down. So it's not about the amount of numbers, just like tell people, it's not about how much, followers you got on Facebook or social media. It's about how many, with the ones that you're going to impact. Right. It can be a few, it can be 1,000.
Well, you're impacting. Listen, you got what? Over almost 10,000 people on LinkedIn wanting to follow you for the impact of just the nuggets that you share out consistently every day. So if anybody's listening to this, they need to go and follow you on LinkedIn because they need to get your wisdom that you share, and you share it from everybody. I mean, I'm with you.
Well, that's what we do. We share our wisdom, share our knowledge, our experience, your experience, my experience. So when you post a quote, that's not coming from just a superficial. That's something you went through.
Yeah, exactly.
When we post stuff, it's something we went through, and it's like, I'm going to tell you. Right. I'm trying to show you things that I went through that I don't want you to go through.
Yep. Yeah.
That's part of the process. But I think, like the purpose and mentoring, those two things, it's a lot of things, but those are the one or two things I got because I know it's a lot of people out there, especially this young generation that needs mentoring. So if we're dying out, so where are we leaving these young people?
Right.
If we're not mentoring them, where are they headed to?
Well, your legacy.
Most people don't think about. They don't think about that because we get put the kids in children's church and whatever, and we just leave them there, and then it's okay, that's fine. But are they getting what they need?
Yeah.
Or we just producing a cycle of generation that's gonna suffer. That's not gonna have financial education, everything, not just spiritual, but it's everything. Because we just kind of just focus on one thing, and then we leave the other stuff undone.
Right.
It's not a balance.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Monroe, two big takeaways as a valuable leader in your life is the fact that purpose. I mean, he talks about purpose, and he helped you to see a purpose in your life, because I know you've been dedicated in service to the United States as well. But then also mentoring, and that's because you were looking for that mentor, and he became that in your life. I mean, he still is, even after he's long gone.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's still mentoring you and growing you. You coined something here. I don't know where it came from, but when we were talking earlier, and you said, without leaving this legacy, and I'm paraphrasing, so I want you to clean it up for the listeners.
Okay.
But you said, we need to be leaving this leadership legacy. And you were talking about if it's not one that is of value, then you become this successful failure. This whole successful failure. I love that, because it's like a controversy. Like, how can you be a successful and failure? But talk to us about that.
I learned that from Dr. Miles Monroe. He talks about that. He talks about, hey, you can be a successful failure. You can be successful in an area that that you're good at.
Right.
But the failure comes in. It wasn't your right assignment. See, because we can chase money. Like I say, I can chase speakers and engagement. I can get off, but like I said, I'm getting caught up in the speaking circle, right. But that's really wasn't my focus. Like you say, consulting and coaching, because you're able to develop people and you're actually able to mentor people. But speaking, you don't. So that's what it became such fair, because you didn't really provide a legacy to leave behind. You're successful. You can be successful making a lot of look at Steve Jobs. He made billions of dollars, but he died in his 50s.
Right.
And he said $300 watch is as good as a $3,000 watch.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So he gives the illustration about, hey, it's about your life. What are you going to leave behind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People get caught up in the success of things, and they don't realize what would people say about you when you die.
Yeah.
It's not much. It's not much. Me, I can have $500 million in the bank account right now, and I die and nobody knows me. so how's that relevant? I say, the poor person dies and me die. It doesn't matter. So nobody knows me. It's like, okay, what did you do? What do you do around the people that you connect with? It's not about, because, like I said, you can have a bunch of followers, but do they really know you?
Mm-hmm.
Do they really know me?
Right.
It's only knows like me and you, we connect every day, or not every day, but we connect, we know each other, and a few other For the most part,
we know each other and we kind of like each other, right? Virtual hug. No, but I hear you loud and clear. I mean, it's, it is about, are you a successful failure? And I never really thought about that, because just personally in my own career, like a lot of people, like all of us, we have to work at a period in our life. And sometimes we're in a position where we're like, man, I don't really like what I'm doing, but I'm really successful at it, right? I'm good at it. But, if tomorrow I could do something else, if money was no object, I would do something else. So you can end up being a successful failure if all you're doing is being a success at something that's not really making a lasting impact in the lives of others. You know what I mean? It's that whole things versus people type of impact.
Well, that's what he said when he read the quote. Say you can get fired from your job, but you can't get fired from your gift.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's one of Miles Monroe's statements.
So, your
gift is something you was born to do. Your job is something you were trained to do.
Ooh, that's even better. And and it's like we have this occupation, right? But then you have your vocation, what you are called to do versus what you are doing. And when you can get that occupation and that vocation to kind of come together, you got your sweet spot. And that's what Miles Monroe talks about as really living and living your purpose, being the leader of your life, living your purpose, leaving a legacy that is of a valuable impact in the lives of others. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you did a survey right now, you ask people, do they know their purpose?
Right.
I mean, how many you think will probably really know their purpose?
Right.
I mean, think about
I have no idea.
Exactly. If you just know what you know, all the wisdom you know, and the coaching, you say, well, we talk about successful failures. I mean, because like I said, people don't look at it that way because they think because I'm making money, I got a good job.
Well, it's the definition of success, right?
The definition of success to them is like, hey, I got a good job, I got a house, a car. That's those things. That's
wow.
Things don't bring you value.
No,
the value is in you. When you test things as value, then the things can depreciate.
Yeah. Wow.
Things go away, but what's inside of you stays there.
Yeah.
You take the value wherever you go, but things are things. It's nothing. So I think people just get caught up in the things, the materialistic, the job, the career. And then once you realize that all that stuff is nothing.
Yeah.
It means the house, the car, it means nothing. It really is irrelevant. When you think in the scheme of life, all you got is your value. All you got is what will you leave behind.
Yep.
When we die, what people gonna say about us? Are they gonna say
my grandma, she would say, Fitzgerald, she would always tell me, your good name, it's your reputation.
Yeah.
It's your name and that's living out your purpose, who you were born to be. That's what I feel like that's what we need to be working on, who you were born to be, becoming that better, version of yourself, the person you were born to be, and living out your purpose so that you could then mentor others and leave a legacy, that's a valuable impact.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just when we get our age, it's really when you start really thinking about
our age. We're trying to say,
we're more mature. We know more mature. I mean, we're not young in our 20s. And like you said, when in our 20s and 30s, we was all busy trying to survive.
Absolutely.
And then and now we like thinking back, man, let's be honest, I wish we had that time back because we can go ahead and impact other people because time is time, regardless of what we know.
Time is life, right?
Yeah, time is life, exactly. So you trying to figure out how can I impact people? How can I make a difference? How can I make an impact? Because at the end of the day, it's not like I said, you can make a lot of money and still don't impact nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to make a lot of money or you want to make a difference?
Wow.
See, I mean, that's gonna be the question because you can't have both. You can't think about it, right? You can't have both. You can say you can, but when it looks at it, if you're gonna make a lot of money, then you're gonna give up. You're gonna give up one of it. You're gonna give up something.
Yeah.
So you gotta have balance.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
What's your price? What's your price? what's going to be the sacrifice? Which sacrifice you going to choose? Because it's sacrifice either way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know,
sacrifice. But one's going to be fulfillment. Well, it's going to be just, you know, hey, success.
Yeah. That's all significance and success. Yeah.
Yeah. Significance and success. I mean, so I rather take significance. I'm like, because, hey, you can't take this stuff with you.
Well, and in fact, when you focus on being making a significant impact in someone's life, right. And that's why I always talk about, you know, becoming a valuable leader, right?
Yeah.
And that's truly living into your value, right? That you're made, because you and I, we're like this, man. You're made for immeasurably more. You know,
we're totally strongly connected. I knew that you're.
I know that. I feel the vibes through.
Yeah, we knew that. We knew that a long time ago.
Long time ago, man. It's whenever I talk.
Some people you just know. You just know.
Exactly. I was going to say, you know, whenever I talk to you, and it's not like you and I talk every day. So it's right. Like, but whenever I talk to you, it's like we've been talking forever. We just pick up from wherever we left off.
Like deja vu.
That's amazing. You know, you don't necessarily have that comfort level with everybody.
No, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You have that with nobody else.
You're like the very few and far between. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
Oh,
you know,
that's.
I'm just saying it's rare. I'm just telling you. It's saying so. This ain't just like normal conversation, because it's not a normal conversation.
Yeah, no, I know. We always have these deep conversations.
Well, because we understand the times, we understand the seasons, we understand, you know, we understand our purpose. We understand basically what we have to do. Some people don't understand that. So when you start talking, all they think about is that, you know, hey, I need to make some money. I need to do this.
Right.
They're not thinking like that. They're not thinking about a legacy. They're not thinking about being significant.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it.
They have forever. You know, we all
right.
we're at that age, we think we got forever.
Well, their mindset is totally. That's why I watch people watch their motives. I'm like, and if you always bring accolades to yourself, it's not about that.
Yeah.
So when people start bringing accolades to themselves, you don't have. If you become a person of value, you don't have to bring accolades to yourself.
Wow.
The value will attract people to you.
Yes. Exactly.
You become a person of value. But when you like Miles Monroe, he never tried to attract people to him. He just did what he's supposed to do, and people were attracted to
him.
His leadership. But you see people today, it's totally opposite. They're always posting,
trying to pull people in. Yeah.
Well, they post people what they're doing. I'm like, I get it, but post something. Post your experience. Post your content.
Yeah.
You know, you try to get more business, but you need to be trying to be significant.
Pour into others versus trying to pull them in.
You trying to advertise. You trying to do more advertising, market.
Right.
Just trying to be a legacy. Because basically, some people already in the position of influence, so they're already there. So it's like, well, now it's almost like your ego has basically got more greedier. You know, it's your ego. It's like okay. The question is, who are you leaving all this stuff behind to?
Yeah. And
I guarantee most of them couldn't tell you.
You know, and I always get asked that question, and I'm sure you do too. Like,
and I'm sure that with your interview, that's gonna for the future interviews, that's a powerful question, because a lot of them, if you didn't prepare them, tell them you're gonna give them the question for it, they probably gonna know what to say. Or they're gonna probably come up with something, but it's not gonna be. Let's be honest, it's not gonna be the truth.
How would you answer that question? Tell us the question, and how would you answer it? Because I would love to know.
Say, let me. Who I'm leaving legacy behind?
Yeah. Come on, man. Because listen, you are impacting, whether you would be honest and you know, or humble, and you're probably too humble to even say it. But I know that I've seen the comments from people that engage on LinkedIn and on your posts, and I follow you, and you know, when I see it, and I'm like, you know, you're taking the time, and you're not promoting your business. You're not promoting, hey, pick me to be a speaker for your next event. You're pouring into people to encourage them, you know, to equip them and to empower them to live with purpose. And I mean, I truly believe that. And And so tell us, for yourself, like, how are you using your purpose to make an impact? Come on. I mean, I know you got it in you.
Well, my biggest thing is just volunteering, doing some volunteer work. I volunteer at a men's ministry, whatnot. It's like a love of hands. I go there to teach to young men that's basically been, got in trouble. It's basically all men. My biggest thing is just trying to volunteer, do things that outside of social media, because that's social media. I mean, I can only pack so much in that aspect. So I try to, do some volunteer work. And then I try to basically just, when I meet people, just try to, say an encouraging word.
Yeah.
Or do something, because whether it be the cash register or anybody else, just that one word will impact their lives. So I think sometimes we take things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
We take our systems for granted. We take our services for granted. And then we take the people for granted.
Yeah.
That in those positions, they might not be making a lot of money. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's vital that they're in that position.
Yep.
So I think when you value every person, regardless.
Yep.
That's the key. When you value everybody.
Yep. And
you see everybody as, because we all human beings, we all created in God's
image.
Creation.
Yes. Yes.
So when you see that, then you see people totally different.
Yeah.
And you begin to see, okay, you have value, but the problem is, are you going to discover your value?
Do you know it? Because I've struggled with that personally. I know, your own self-worth, are you, you consider yourself, valuable enough to, well, this is the, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Or that's a tough job. I wouldn't want to do that.
It's a tough job.
I'm a teacher. So it's not like and they, we tend to associate our value in society as some position.
Social status.
We assign a value.
Yeah, we assign a value based on their occupation, which is wrong. Right. The value of the person is inside of them.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's there's no coincidences in life, but I have to pause and tell you that, I got a cup of coffee because I always have coffee with me. But the mug, and I'm talking to you, and you and I did not know what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
I mean, we always go somewhere. But here's the message, if you could see that on the mug.
Live with purpose.
Live with purpose. That's and on the top of the mug, it has a verse. So my mug today is saying, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. And live with purpose. So we were talking about purpose and leaving that legacy, and how Dr. Miles Monroe is, he's made that impact in you around purpose, and has been that mentor and continues to mentor you in that space. And I know he's a valuable leader in your life. And I already know and already see the value that you are impacting with others. So I'm a recipient of that. So just so you know, that's why I keep talking to you, man, because you always add value in my life.
If it comes from you, that means a lot.
I'll pay you later. No, I'm just teasing. So for anybody that's all those that are listening and having a good time with us too, how can somebody get a hold of you and follow you and, learn from you? Come on, tell us how to contact you.
Well, just LinkedIn, mostly LinkedIn. I do some on Facebook, but LinkedIn probably because it's more business mindset.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably the most best, one of the cleanest social media sites, I would think, because all the rest of them they kind of So we Twitter, Twitter's kind of out of hand.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. So we go to Fitzgerald. We go to LinkedIn, Fitzgerald Mason, Mason, and it's Fitz Gerald, Gerald. So Fitzgerald Mason on LinkedIn, and they could find you, follow you, and be inspired. But even more than being inspired, they would be impacted in a significant way, because you are a valuable leader, my friend. Hey, thanks so much for watching another episode of Your Leadership Chat. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button here and tap that bell icon so that you never miss another episode. I hope too that you'll give us a thumbs up on the video for a like. And then if you feel led, please share the video with those who need to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Your Leadership Chat.